the trailer to Halloween of this year, 2018, dropped. And, I've had my doubts. I still do. I'm going to put the links below and after this video to my other video talking about how I have issues with where they're going with this new film. However, when I saw the trailer, I have to tell you, I was intrigued. Now, for those of you who are not well versed in the Halloween thing, this movie that's coming out in October completely ignores every other film ever made after the 1978 version. That includes the 1981 sequel, Halloween 2, which in my experience was the best one. I even liked it better than 1978, even though 1978 is definitely the classic. I was hurt to find out that they're even ignoring that film. So they've eliminated quite a few things. For those of you who don't want to know anything, this is, I'll put a spoiler alert out there. For those of you who don't want to know a thing until you actually go see it in October, come back in October and talk to me. But here we go. It essentially ignores every film ever made, even the Rob Zombie remakes. They were remakes, so I don't think they even count, in my opinion. It pretty much brings back Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode. And they even brought Nick Castle back, who played the original Michael Myers in 1978. They brought him back to don the mask again, and I thought that was awesome. John Carpenter is the executive producer. Now, as soon as I heard that, I said, well, you know what? If he is involved, then okay. And I kind of thought that way even before I saw this trailer. What I also like is that John Carpenter, that is making the music score for it. And he was the one who created that famous jingle that we're all familiar with Michael Myers. Ding, 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 ding. It's awesome. So, for him to come back to make the music for it also, I thought, wow, okay, and now I'm really intrigued. I'm impressed with the trailer. I like what I saw. I was bugging out. You kind of get the whole story in the trailer. You really do. You kind of get the whole premise of everything. Laurie Strode has basically been waiting for 40 years since the events of Halloween night 1978 for Michael to find his way back to her, and she's ready. She learned how to shoot. She learned how to stab. She got a whole room, an arsenal set up. Forget about it. This woman is great. But she's a mother. She's a grandmother. She's trying to prep her daughter, her kids, who feel like, oh, Mom, come on. It starts by going to the sanitarium that Michael Myers is holed up again in. It might be Smith's Grove, again, for all we know. And it has these two people with British accents. I don't know whether they're from there or not, but they went to visit him, and the guy shows Michael the mask that he wore 40 years ago. I don't know if that was smart. In any case, what happens is he escapes again. There's a lot of little things in this movie, in this trailer rather, that echoes back to the original film. The patients in the white gowns when Michael initially escapes back in 1978. Of course, the mask, the infamous mask. It's supposed to be the very same mask. Anyway, when you see the trailer, things start happening real quick. Michael kills, from the looks of it, he kills both those people. That way, it was a woman and a man that went to visit him. Apparently, he gets to them, gets the mask, and makes his way back to Haddonfield, where Laurie Strode and her family are, settled in and living their lives. The whole thing about Laurie Strode and Michael Myers being brother and sister was just something somebody made up. So they're really trying to wipe the slate off clean. I liked it. I liked when this officer or sheriff or whatever asked Laurie Strode in the trailer, why do this? And she was like, so that he would, to kill him. I was like, wow. And she says it with such a matter-of-facto kind of, almost Spock-like. Like, yeah, of course, Why do you brush your teeth? So I don't get cavities. It was creepy. It was good. The music was back. I felt that same kind of feel from the trailer alone gives you that classic Halloween feel from the original film. Like, for those of you out there who've never seen or may have seen the first film, but like the later ones, you know, Halloween H2O, Resurrection, whatever the Rob Zombie films, I have to tell you something. If you really want to know what it's really like to experience the terror of Michael Myers, aka The Shape, I think this is the movie to watch. In fact, I strongly recommend that you watch Halloween, the first one, 1978, directed by John Carpenter, written by him and Deborah Hill, and then watch this one, because this, technically, in essence, is the brand new Halloween 2. This is Halloween 2. You know, if you're going to eliminate everything else from the canon and make this the direct sequel to the original film, then this is technically Halloween 2. But they're not calling it that. They're calling it Halloween, which can confuse some people. So those of you out there, hey, come on, let's go see Halloween in the movie theater. Like, wait a minute, I don't want to see a movie I could get on Blu-ray or something like that. It's like, no, it's a new Halloween. It's like, another Halloween? You get into that confusion, forget about it. I liked the scar you see on Laurie Strode's arm. Like, you don't see Jamie Lee Curtis's face in that shot, but you do see her shoulder. I knew it was Jamie Lee Curtis because you see the scar there. For those of you who remember, that scar was from when Michael almost got her in your first film, and before she flipped over and fell off the stairwell into the stairs below in the first movie, and she had her arm cut open by Michael Myers. And let me tell you, that was pretty cool. That was a good callback right there. So you got quite a couple of callbacks, actually. The whole idea of the boogeyman is mentioned in the trailer. You see the scar on Jamie Lee Curtis's arm. You see the kids again, you know. Oh, the kid running into him, trick-or-treating, you know, with the music. That was great. I was like, oh yeah, that's just like the one from Halloween 1. A lot of callbacks, like I was saying, you know. So, you know, again, I really like this. I like the reference to Donald Pleasance, God rest his soul. You know, they showed a drawing of him, Sam Loomis, you know, Michael Myers' doctor from the first film. You know, that was great. Judy Greer plays Karen Strode, who is Laurie's daughter. And, you know, of course, there's a family dynamic there that we're yet to see in this film that obviously impacts all of them regarding the horrific events of 40 years before. The only thing that bothers me, okay, if Michael is not going to be Laurie Strode's big brother, they're not related, why focus so much on trying to get her? I hope that's a question that maybe the movie itself will reveal. Maybe they will reveal that they are related. You know, it's just coming out of that kind of a slate. I don't know. It is, after all, another Halloween 2. You know, it could roll that way. Or it may not. Maybe there's another reason. A reason we don't know yet. That none of us can even think about. I mean, if you see the first film, you see Laurie first sees Michael Myers looking at her from across the street at her school. And you kind of... And he's looking at her. Right? So it's like as if he knew where she was, that she would be sitting at that particular seat at that particular time. You know? I mean, I get the whole thing with the horror and you know, and maybe that was all good for effect and reaction. I get that. But if you really want to get technical about it, if he really wants her, so to speak, there has to be a real reason for it. I mean, think about it. 40 years ago, that makes Michael Myers, technically, because he was 21. In 1978, he was 6 years old when he killed his sister Judith in 1963. That makes him 61 years old right now. I mean, we're talking about retirement plans. What do you do after that? It's clear he's been locked up all this time. That we didn't understand until this trailer. Now we get it. He escapes again. It's the same thing. He grabs the mask. He gets the, you know, mechanic suit again. I love the collar. I like how the collar's up. The collar looks hot when it looks pretty creepy. It's really reminiscent of the original film. Even the cinematography of the trailer suggests a more vintage Halloween feel to it. The music, the cinematography, the plot elements, they're all there. It's almost a perfect storm for people to watch and enjoy this new revision of the John Carpenter invention, the John Carpenter classic. And remember, he's the executive producer for this. Danny McBride is one of the writers. And Danny McBride is a self-proclaimed Halloween fan. He understands the concern of the fans. He said it in many interviews that this is definitely going to be for Michael Myers fans. You know, let's see. Let's see. Again, this movie could flop. I hope it doesn't. I just had such a good time watching it, and I'm going to just keep watching it until October. You know, I'm looking forward to this Halloween. This is going to be a great time to be a Michael Myers fan this year in 2018. What are your thoughts about this new trailer for Halloween with Michael Myers? Talk to me. Comment below and share with me what you think is going to happen this October when The Shape returns to Haddonfield. This is Ralph Perez from Strange Planet. Take care.